PCOS and trying to conceive, 3 natural tips that your doctor didn't tell you. So if you've been trying to get pregnant, you have PCOS or think you might. So I want to start by saying this clearly. You are not broken and pregnancy is not out of reach. PCOS is one of the most common causes of a cycle disruption and fertility difficulties, but it's also one of the most misunderstood. The advice online can feel overwhelming, contradictory, and discouraging. So in this video, I'm going to simplify it. I will walk you through the practical, evidence-based tips grounded in both Chinese medicine and modern understanding to help support your fertility naturally. So my name is Amy. I'm part of the expert team at Kensington Clinic, a leading Chinese medicine clinic based in London. And for over 25 years, we were supporting women with PCOS, hormone imbalance, and fertility challenges through personalized care that looks in the whole system. So if you'd like support from us, we offer free email consultations as well as more in-depth consultation with our senior expert team. You can work with us online from anywhere. See us in person at our Chelsea or Kensington clinics in London, and we are also providing international shipping for selected support. At the end of this video, you will have a clear understanding of what PCOS really is, why it shows up differently in different women, and what you can start doing today to support your fertility. Let's get into it. Section 1. What's PCOS really? So PCOS stands for polycystic ovary syndrome. It's one of the most common hormone conditions affecting women at reproductive age, and yet is still widely misunderstood even by the people who have it. The classic picture most people recognize is irregular period, acne, excessive hair growth, weight gain, and cysts on the ovary. But here is what I really want you to hear. PCOS doesn't always look like that. Many women have what we call irregular PCOS. They may have regular cycles, a healthy weight, clear skin, and still be struggling to conceive because of hormone imbalance affecting the ovulation. That's why PCOS can often confusing and why so many women get undiagnosed and are told there is nothing wrong when something's really going on. The two big myths: one, if you have regular period, you can't have PCOS. Not true. Ovulation problem can exist even the cycle appears regular at the surface. The myth 2, if you have PCOS, you can't get pregnant naturally. Also not true. With the right support, the right understanding of your body, many women with PCOS conceive without intervention. In Western medicine, PCOS is defined by hormone levels and ultrasound finding. In Chinese medicine, we look deeper, a pattern of energy, circulation, and balance within the body. There are 3 patterns we commonly see in women with PCOS. Cold uterus, the warm lack of warmth, which affecting the blood flow and implantation. Signs including cold hands and feet, light and absent period, and a gentle sense of feeling cold. Second, the blood stagnation. Blood isn't moving freely through the body. It shows up as a dark, cloudy period, blood, cramping, and pain. Third, flame dampness. The body holds onto the excessive moisture and heaviness. This often shows up as weight gain, ovarian cysts, bloating, and fatigue. Now, this pattern aren't a replacement for medical diagnosis, but they help us understand why 2 women with the same PCOS diagnosis might need a completely different approach. And that's really the heart of Chinese medicine treatment. The way that has to fit into the person, not just the condition. Tip 1. Rule out other cause. Before you do anything else, rule out other cause. I know this might sound obvious, but this is one of the most common mistakes we see. Many women are told they have PCOS based on single blood test or 1 ultrasound. But irregular period or difficulty conceiving doesn't automatically mean PCOS. There are other conditions that can look exactly the same, and if those are missed, you could spend a long time treating the wrong thing. So what else could it be? The thyroid is a big one. An underactive thyroid can disrupt your cycle and make it much harder to conceive, and is frequently overlooked. A standard thyroid test is only check the TSH, but that doesn't give you the full picture. You want free T3, free T4, and antibodies. That's when you start to see what's really happening. The adrenal gland are another piece of the puzzle. The small gland sits on the top of the kidney and manages your stress hormone. When they are dysregulated, they can mimic PCOS symptoms almost exactly. Then there are general hormone imbalance, high prolactins, low progesterone, poor egg quality, all of which can cause irregular cycle and fertility difficulties without being PCOS at all. From a Western medicine perspective, don't settle for a basic hormone panel. Ask for full thyroid profile, a comprehensive hormone assessment, and adrenal function test if needed. Know your numbers, and if something doesn't feel right, seek for a second opinion. In Chinese medicine, we test differently, not with the machine, but by reading this body's signal. Here are a few examples of what we look for. Dark, sick period blood and clotting and cramping is what we call blood stagnation. Blood isn't moving as it should. Think of it like the traffic jam in your circulation. Cold hand, feet, or lower belly with light or irregular period is what we describe as cold uterus or yin-yang deficiency. Warmth in the womb is essential for conception in Chinese medicine. Weight gain, bloating, ovarian cysts, or heavy struggling feeling is what we refer to the flame dampness. The body is hold on to this excessive mood, which disrupting the circulation and the ovarian function. Two women can walk into our clinic with identical PCOS diagnosis and leave with entire different treatment plan. Their underlying issues are different. That's why personal assessment matters more, and without guessing, it's more understandable. Tip 2, try natural first. And I want to start here with food because it really does set the foundation. Food and nutrition, I'm not talking about a restricted diet or cutting out everything you enjoy. I'm talking about learning what works for your body. Because with PCOS, this is differently depends on your type. So if you have a classic PCOS, irregular cycle, weight gain, sugar craving, blood sugar balance is your first priority. Then when insulin is spiking and crashing, it's disrupting the hormone that's regulating your ovulation. Simple swap make a real difference. Swap white toast or cereal to porridge oat with nuts and berry. Swap with white bread sandwich to sourdough with egg, avocado and hummus. Add proteins to every meal: egg, salmon, chicken, lentils and beans. So if you have lean PCOS, a slim build with more regular cycle but still struggling, you don't necessarily need to cut carbs, but you do need steady, constantly fuel. Don't skip meals. Your body needs regular energy to keep hormones in balance. Each plate should have proteins, something nourishing and grounding. For everyone, focus on food that reduce inflammation and build blood. Spinach, beetroot, lentils, olive fish like salmon, good quality meat. This food support not just fertility, but your energy, mood and overall well-being too. Sleep, well, this one is mostly understand. So if you regularly going to sleep after midnight, it's affecting your hormone. Full stop. So your body does deeply repair work in these hours before the midnight. Aim to be asleep by 11 p.m. or as close as you can manage is one of the most important and free thing that you can do for your infertility. Stress hormone and fertility hormones are direct competitors. So when your body sends high stress, it's essential signaling that now isn't the safe time to conceive, and it paralyzes surviving over reproduction. So managing stress isn't a luxury, it's a core part of fertility support. So even 10 minutes of quiet stretching, a short walk after dinner, or some slowly deep breathing can bring to a shift to your nervous system out of the high alert. The key is consistency, not perfection. Movement or exercise. This is where a lot of women get it wrong. With PCOS, more is not better. High intensity training 5 days a week keep your cortisol, your stress hormone, like chronically elevated, which can make PCOS worse, not better. So what works well is a steady, calming movement that regulates your energy, improves circulation. This is exactly why we recommend practice like Qigong and Tai Chi for the women with PCOS who are trying to conceive. This practice combining gentle movements with deep breathing, reducing stress hormone and improve blood flows to the wombs. All of those things your body needs right now. So if you'd like to try this at home, we share regular Qigong and Tai Chi routine on our TikTok channel. Short, easy to follow, and specifically designed for support women on their fertility journey. You can find us at Kensington.London. So a few common questions or lifestyle. We hear this a lot in the clinic, so let me answer them briefly here. What should I eat during my period if I have PCOS? Focus on building blood backup. Iron-rich food like spinach, lentils, beetroot, and good quality red meat. Are your friends? Warm drink like ginger and chamomile tea can help with cramping and comfort. Think nourishment, not restriction. Can acupuncture really regulate my cycle? Yes, and we see it constantly in our clinic. Acupuncture improves blood flow to the ovary and the uterus, help reducing stress hormone and supporting better communication between your brain and the reproductive system. Many women notice more regular cycle within a few months of consistent treatment. Can diabetes medication helps with PCOS? Yes, in some cases, medication like metformin are constantly used, and insulin resistance is part of this picture. They can help regulate cycle and improve ovulation. From a Chinese perspective, we often work along these medications using acupuncture and herbal formula to address the underlying patterns of a flame damp, qi stagnation, and kidney deficiency that is frequently accompanied with insulin-related PCOS. The two approaches can complement each other well. Tip 3. Get proper support. And I want to be honest with you about this matters so much. We see it all the time. Women who's been researching PCOS on their own for months, maybe years. They've tried in situ, vitamin D, various herbal blends throughout the online, different diets. Some have even self-prescribed medication because a friend said that it worked for them. And often they came to us feeling exhausted, confused, and no further forward. Here's the thing. What works for one woman with PCOS can do absolutely nothing for another. Or worse, it can make things more complicated. Without the proper assessment of your actual hormone level, your body type, and your underlying patterns, it's really just a trial and error, and that costs you time, and emotionally it costs you a lot more than that. In Chinese medicine, we don't treat PCOS as a single condition with a single solution. Two women with the same diagnosis can walk into our clinic and leave the completely different treatment plans because they have different underlying patterns, different body, different leaves. So one woman might need herbs to warm the womb and supporting circulation. Another might need acupuncture to calm the dysregulated nervous system and restore the ovulation. A third might might need support for her digestion and metabolism before the fatigue working can really start taking hold. So when you have proper guidance, each step has a purpose and everything works together towards the same goal, improving your natural fertility in a way that is right for your body. What support at Kensington looks like at Kensington, everything begins with a thorough consultation. We take time to understand your full health history, your cycle, your symptoms, your lifestyle, your emotional well-being. From there, we build a bespoke plan that might include acupuncture to regulate your cycle, improve your blood flow to the reproductive organs, and reduce stress hormone. Chinese herbal formula carefully chosen for your specific patterns, not off-the-shelf product. Practical lifestyle guidance on food, movement, sleep, and stress management tailored to what actually realistic for you. And crucially, it doesn't stop there. We're checking your progress and track how your body is responding. Adjust your plan as things change, because fertility support isn't a straight line. It takes consistency and takes someone in your corner. So to bring everything together, tip 1, rule out some of the core. Don't assume irregular cycle or fertility difficulty automatically means PCOS or the other way around. Get a thorough picture. Tip 2, try natural first. A small consistent change to the food, sleep, stress, and movement make a really big difference over the time. Tip 3, get proper support. Stop pursing things together alone. So the right guidance save you time, reduce stress, and help you more moving forward with clarity. PCOS can feel overwhelming, but the right approach, the right understanding of your own body, changing things, and pregnancy is absolutely possible. So if you would like to take the next step, we offer free email consultation at Kensington. It's a proper review. We look at your symptoms, your cycle, your situation, and give you personalized guidance to help you move forward with more clarity. If you like more in-depth support, you can also book a one-to-one consultation with our senior expert team. They are available both online and in person at our clinic in Chelsea and Kensington, London. So where we go deeper into your case and have built a fully personalized plan. To get started, head to the link in our YouTube description and fill in the short form. We will come back to you within 24 hours with the next step based on your needs. So if this video helps you, make sure to subscribe, and we share new content on women's health and fertility every week. And if you know someone who might need this, feel free to share it with her. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.